Welcome back everybody. Today I'm focusing on how to paint zombie skin. If that sounds cool to you,
Teach me.
grab your pencils and get your paint ready. I'm gonna start with a white primer as usual, and then mix flat flesh and stonewall grey, about 50-50. Obviously you can take whatever flesh color you have, or make your own. The point is to make the flesh color a bit more of a green hue. For this model, I'm aiming to make the skin look more vibrant, since the character from the movie is actually possessing the corpse, so this is not your average zombie. But if you want to stick with a classic zombie look, feel free to add some more green. And if you're after a more ghoulish style, just mix in some more blue. So, I'm starting with a dark red and purple speed paint for the base. In this case, Murder Scene from Army Painter. The point is to get the purple and red tone in the cracks of the skin. With the speed paint still wet, I'm dabbing some thinned out orange in the areas where the skin is coming off or where there are blisters. This makes the skin look more rotten. When everything is all dried up, I start working on the wounds. I'm aiming for a deep red color, so I'll be using Slaughter Red for this. You just need to dab it on all the spots where the model has open wounds. I plan to dry brush the face with flat flesh from Vallejo to highlight the small details and give them a lighter touch. Like I said in the start, this model aims for a more lifelike appearance, so feel free to adjust this step to your preference. A grey color might work better for you. I'm going to add some dark purple to the wounds to make them look more natural. I'll make sure the color is very diluted, so it settles into the cracks and gives a nice shadow effect. Plus, I'll paint around the eyes to make him look, dead. This might take 2 or 3 coats of paint. Alright, let's tackle the part that everyone finds a bit intimidating, the eyes. I'm not going to go into all the specifics here, but if you're curious about my eye painting techniques, I'll link that video up in the corner for you to watch after this one. For zombie eyes, it's all about the color. Just make them pale and kind of white to really amp up the creepiness. You could totally kick back and call it a day right here. But hold your horses! Since you've been such a champ and stuck around for this long, I've got a golden nugget of wisdom for you. The magic ingredient that brings everything together is applying a light wash to seamlessly blend all the colors. I'm using Desolate Brown for this, just be careful not to overdo it. You can always add another layer of wash if you need to. Usually I'd recommend slapping on a basic hair color right around the middle of the skin tones. This way you can easily spot if something looks weird or if you need to pump up the volume in certain areas. But for this one I decided to live on the edge and painted the hair last. Nothing hard or crazy, just a classic brown with his signature grey hair on the sides, topped off with a dry brush of light brown. Simple as that. Here's a quick summary of my process for painting the spirit's hands. I started with a black primer and then applied a heavy grey dry brush to all of the hands. After that I added a dark black and blue speed paint to give them a nice finish. Then I made a light dry brush again to bring back some of the colors on the edges. And that's it! Alright, the last details aren't really focused on the zombie skin. It's time to wrap up the model. I'll speed through this section and meet you at the exciting reveal.
There was no other way.
And that's a wrap on a simple yet effective zombie skin tone. Here's a final tip: use some mud pigments to brush on for that extra dirty effect. Oh, and I need your help. My like button is lonely. Please give it some love. Until next time, stay safe.